Two men fatally shot by police in Rivoli, Spanish Town. A late-night confrontation between the police and two men in Rivoli, Spanish Town, St. Catherine on Friday ended in tragedy as both men were fatally shot. The incident occurred at 9 o'clock when cops engaged the men during an operation in the area. The police say they seized two firearms, a Smith & Wesson pistol with a magazine containing two 9mm rounds and a shotgun. The men killed in the exchange have been identified as Marco Miller, also known as Izzy, and Alex Philippot, alias as Tobias, both of Bucktown, in Rivoli. It is reported that a team of police were on patrol in the area when the action of the men aroused their suspicion. The police reported a call out to them and the men fired shots and ran towards the river of the Friday Close area. The police reportedly pursued the men, but when they reached the river, the team was reportedly attacked by a man with a rifle. The team shouted police. The man reportedly fired a shotgun ensuing, during which he was hit and the gun seized. The police said that the team observed the door of a house opened, and upon entry a man was seen with a gun, which he reportedly pointed at the cops. He was shot by the police and the weapon seized. The Police Inspectorate of Professional Standard Oversight Bureau and the Independent Commission of Investigations INDECOM are conducting separate probes into the shooting. 21 years old charged with goat farmer's murder. A man will now face the court after being charged with a slew of offenses relating to the 2021 shooting death of a farmer in St. Catherine. Charged is 21-year-old Jaden Wilson, otherwise called J-Bad, of Caymanas Estate in the parish. Wilson has been charged with murder, possession of a prohibited weapon, unauthorized possession of ammunition, and wounding with intent. The deceased is 40-year-old Kevin Morris, otherwise called Kill Bill, a goat farmer from the community. Reports are that on Monday, May 3, 2021, around 8:40 p.m., Morris and another man were at home when Wilson and his accomplice allegedly pounced on them armed with guns and opened fire. Both men sustained gunshot wounds and were transported to hospital, where Morris was pronounced dead and the other man was admitted in serious but stable condition. The police said an investigation was launched and Wilson was apprehended on Friday, September 6, 2024. He was charged following a question and answer session conducted in the presence of his attorney. Wilson is scheduled to appear before the St. Catherine Parish Court on Friday, September 27. His accomplice is currently being sought by the police. Veteran referee dies after collapsing during business house match. Veteran local referee Wilver Glenn Lamley has passed. The 48-year-old died earlier yesterday after collapsing during a Kingston and St. Andrew Football Association business home semi-final fixture between Metro-Dade Security and Sepron, which was played at the Alpha Institute. The incident reportedly occurred 15 minutes into the encounter. Tributes have already begun to pour in for the fallen referee, with the Jamaica Football Federation calling the incident devastating. Referee Lamley was a dedicated servant of the game for many years, officiating at every level of the game locally, read the release. Mr. Lamley was a familiar face in games throughout the country. He was always ready to go to the middle in just about and any competition. He served quietly and respectfully, enjoyed the games, were held without dispute. Sincere condolences to his family, friends, and the referee fraternity. May his soul rest in eternal peace, said President of the JFF, Michael Ricketts. Incidentally, Lane was the referee in the middle of a park in 2016 when another tragedy occurred. The death of Dominic James of St. George's College during a Manning Cup against Excelsior at the Stadium Eastfield on September 20, 2016 occurred where he was the referee. Kaka charged with woman's murder. A man believed to be among a group of gunmen who shot and killed a woman along Nelson Road in Kingston on Wednesday, June 26, has been charged with murder. Charged is 30-year-old Maria Grant, otherwise called Kaka, of the community. The deceased has been identified as 59-year-old Irene Leng, also of the community. In addition to Leng's murder, Grant has also been charged with possession of a prohibited weapon, possession of prohibited ammunition, and using a firearm to commit a felony. Reports are that about 7:35 p.m., Leng was sitting on a chair in her yard when gunmen traveling in a Toyota Probox motor car pounced upon her and opened fire, hitting her. The police were alerted, and upon their arrival, Lynn was found with gunshot wounds. She was taken to hospital where she was pronounced dead. A report was made to the police, and Grant was later arrested following investigations. His accomplices are currently being sought by the police. While horses rampage leaves 3 animals dead, cars damaged. Chaos erupted on the Bernard Lodge main road in St. Catherine on Friday night when several horses escaped from nearby stables, trampling a dozen vehicles in a wild rampage. The incident, which occurred about 8:30 p.m., left 3 horses dead and at least 14 vehicles badly damaged. Fortunately, no passengers were seriously injured. The horses, which were described as being in a state of panic, reportedly stormed down the road, terrifying commuters. Taxi operator Alman Harris, who plies the knock-ahead to Spanish Town route, was one of the first to encounter the frenzied animals. I usually approach the corner with caution, and as I came into the corner, I saw a lot of horses, so I stopped. Another taxi came up behind me and pushed me into the horses, and I see the whole of them behaving like them mad, Harris told reporters. He described how the horses began jumping onto his car, shattering the windshield, and even climbing onto the roof. I then see them run off the road into the bushes, and I think they had left, but then them come right back and mash up the whole heap of car them that park on the side. Them just climb on top of the car them and mash them up. A crazy thing, he recounted. Despite the terrifying encounter, Harris was relieved that no one in his car was injured. He urged authorities to find the owners of the horses and ensure the affected motorists are compensated. Another motorist, Parkland Brown, shared a similar experience, sharing that about 7 horses charged at his vehicle. I stopped to see if they would pass, but they started crashing into the car. Some jumped on the bonnet and on the top and mashed up the car glass. One of the horse's foot was in the car, so I had to lean to ensure that I didn't get hurt, he explained. Brown noted that the area where the incident occurred is poorly lit and called on authorities to install street lights along the roadway. The owners of the horses need to exercise control over their herd, he added. Robert Reynolds, another driver, described hitting one of the 3 dead horses on the road. I was driving along and I saw light flashing. I hear boom. Then me realized me hit one of the dead horse. My front bumper tear off, but me thank God it wasn't worse, he stated. The motorist expressed concern on Saturday as none of the farms in the area had contacted them or publicly claimed responsibility for the animals. When reporters made contact on Saturday, the operator of one of the stables in the area declined to comment on the matter as a police investigation was ongoing. Several calls to other nearby stables went unanswered. The police were also tight-lipped, also noting that an investigation was on the way. 4 additional health centers to be built in St. James. Residents of St. James are to benefit from the construction of 4 additional health centers in the parish. The project, to be funded by the National Health Fund (NHF) at a cost of $50 million, will see centers being built in Farm Heights, Norwood, Maroonton, and New Hampton beginning January 2025. This was disclosed by Parish Manager of the St. James Health Department, Lennox Wallace, during the St. James Municipal Corporation's recent monthly meeting. He further advised that repairs are slated to be carried out at existing health centers in the parish where needed to serve the public better. Among these, Wallace said, is the Mafuta Health Center, which he indicated will receive much needed work, adding that we have been through the procurement process already and the work will start in January. The parish manager further informed that supplementary repairs would be undertaken at health facilities serving Green Pond, Glendevon, Somerton, Mount Quarry, Garyland, and Lattery. Work is currently being done at the Green Pond Health Center and will include an additional 5 rooms and a pharmacy, he noted. Meanwhile, the St. James Type V Health Center is to be expanded and is continued to serve as a public health center hub. Wally said purchasing agreements for the neighboring Montego Bay Ice Factory was almost complete as they prepare to facilitate a 5-floor administrative building on the property. The upgrades in the region will also include increased staff across health centers and a 12-midnight closing time for the Catherine Hall Health Center. There are certain days that you will go to the health center to see a doctor, but people don't plan to get sick, so the ministry has created a course for us to employ doctors and nurses. So, any day that you go to the facility, you should be able to see a doctor without delay, Wallace pointed out. Remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.